Hi, this is Bernard Rose from Trailers from Hell, and today I want to talk to you about Nicholas Roeg's film of Roald Dahl's book, The Witches, which stars Angelica Huston and was produced by Jim Henson. And finally, I feel like I know everybody who was involved in this film, because I do. I worked for Jim in the early 80s. And I remember hearing that Nicholas Roeg had been hired by Jim Henson to make The Witches. And a part of me thought, well, this was two trains on the same track heading in the same direction. And they were going to collide somewhere in the middle, because they're two guys whose spirit could not be more different, but not necessarily in the way that you would think. Nicholas Roeg is the great 70s auteur who made masterpieces like Don't Look Now, The Man Who Fell to Earth. You would think that he would be too dark for Jim. But actually, funnily enough, I think it was the other way around. I think that Nick, who actually always had a rather wicked sense of humor, thought the whole thing had a really humorous side. And Jim wanted to take it rather seriously. So I think there was this sort of strange tension between them. But it actually was a very creative tension, because there are these wonderful animatronic mice in the film. And the film is a fantastic kind of compendium of late 80s effects, which do all seem, so much more charming than the kind of effects you would imagine if somebody remade the film today. It would just be full of nasty 3D animation that would be dominating the film, and you'd never get the hideous shapes that Angelica distorts her face into when she turns into the head witch. And in the film, it was actually kind of frightening and disturbing and rather perverse, which probably comes from Roald Dahl more than anything.
From the incredible imagination of Jim Henson and director Nicholas Roeg.
It's not generally put in the front rank of Nick's movies, and it's not usually put in the front rank of Jim Henson's movies. But for me, it's easily the best Roald Dahl adaptation I've seen, in as much as it captures the meanness of spirit that exists in Roald Dahl. I think when you sentimentalize Dahl, you remove everything, or you make it cutesy. You ruin his essence. And the reason Dahl appeals to children is because he understands how unhappy childhood is and how much children hate and distrust adults. It's a wonderful kind of evocation of that, this idea of this witches' convention where they can smell the children because it makes them want to puke. And there's just something wonderfully kind of unpleasant about the whole movie. It's not just for kids. It's one of those rare movies that's really for everybody. That's why it's an enduring movie. It's really worth checking out. It's actually a lot of fun.